So, I mean, here you are in the 80s, the crack era hits New York, and, according to the book, you jump into that head first.
I mean, I wouldn't really call it jumping in it like that. It was just a part of my growing up thing, We grew up around those times where, once that crack epidemic hit, it really fucked up a lot of shit. Like, it fucked communities up. So we was just living in the community, youngsters going to school, you know, niggas come home with a fresh pair of sneakers on, and then you see a fly pair of sneakers on a nigga feet who really don't got money like that, and telling you, yo, I went down the block and I made $100 or $150 automatically. To any kid, he's going to adapt to that. He's going to say to himself, yo, how can I get $100? So for us, it wasn't no career thing. It was more like a phase, a phase that was taking place in our communities, And I remember, a couple of years before that, everything was smooth. It was like, it was a nice place to live, nice people, of course. But once that crack shit hit and I seen that shit on TV, like, yo, it's this new epidemic. It's almost like the news was promoting this shit, Next thing you know, I find myself coming outside and it's loaded with fiends out there just looking for this drug. So, of course, me and my friends, we want to make money. We want to explore. We even want to try it out because we hear it's the shit. This was way before, we even knew about motherfuckers, really beaming and all this shit and, hitting the pipe. We talking about the cracks and weed era. So of course for us, it wasn't a drug to tear nobody down. It was more of a drug that just got you high, and it was an expensive drug. But nobody knew it was going to start damaging people the way it did. But for us, we was getting fly, mixing it with weed. Back then we was, sniffing blow and all that shit. Just young, wild kids at the age of 14, 13, 14, 15. That was the time frame.
Yeah, and at one point, it got so bad for you when I guess like your aunt kicked you out of her house and you ended up having to actually live with one of the crack users.
Yeah.
And that really seemed like a low point when I was reading the book.
Yeah. I mean, my aunt never kicked me out, I think you got a little messed up, but what it was she let me stay there. But my mom's had kicked me out and I went over to my aunt's spot. My aunt, she, her sister, she loved me to death. She was like, yo, you'll never be out in the street as long as I'm here. She was like, yo, the only thing I need you to do is just be in this house by 9:00. Because my doors is locked. I got to go to work, and you ain't going to be knocking on my door like that. She wasn't giving up no keys or nothing that. So for me, I just had to make a decision like, yo, do I make my aunt stress out and be banging on her door 1:00 in the morning? Because I know I'm not going to be there at no 9:00. That's not happening. So I think I chilled with her for about probably like 4 days. And then I decided to just find somewhere else to rest my dome at,